Hi, I'm John Edward. I want to welcome you to Crossing Over. Today's show is one that I especially want you to see because it focuses on one of my biggest messages in doing this work. And that is simply that you don't need a medium to connect to the other side. In just a moment, you'll meet Judy Guggenheim, who co-authored the book Hello from Heaven with her then-husband, Bill Guggenheim. This is a book that had such huge impact on me that I've made it a personal mission to spread the word about it. Hello from Heaven researches and documents connections that people have made without a medium. And as Judy discovered, this amazing and important book has greatly affected her life, and now I believe it can affect yours as well.
The age-old question for human beings has always been, why am I here? Where did I come from? Where am I going? It's like a manuscript.
My friend Judy Guggenheim has devoted more than 20 years to the search for answers with her research into ADC, a phrase that, for all intents and purposes, she coined as a reference to after-death communication.
An ADC is an acronym for after-death communication. They are direct and spontaneous communications from a deceased loved one, without the use of a medium, without the use of a psychic, a ritual, or device.
In 1988, Judy joined forces with ex-husband Bill Guggenheim to document the phenomena, accounts of which have been recorded throughout the ages.
The first recorded documentation of an ADC that we found in our research was in 63 BC. It was Cicero, a senator of the Roman Forum, and he wrote a paper called On Divination. And in that essay, he describes a visit while he's asleep from a friend who claims to have been murdered and how his body was being secreted out of the community. Cicero wakes up, alerts the authorities, and the perpetrator is intercepted just as he's passing through the gates of the city. We call that an after-death communication.
Judy's personal interest was sparked when her deceased grandfather appeared in a vivid dream, placing her straight in the path of her own powerful ADC experience.
He embraced me physically. He said to me, "Everything is okay, and I love you." He looked exactly like he had always looked in his elderly years. I was stunned by the experience because I knew it was not an ordinary dream. It was very difficult to persuade others, including Bill Guggenheim, who patronized me with, very nicely, with, "That's nice, dear, why don't you fall back to sleep?" Only years later, Bill had his own experience of an after-death communication that saved our youngest son's life. Our older sons were out playing. Our youngest, Jonathan, was in his crib for a nap. He was only 22 months old. Bill was going to his office on the back of the house. As he passed through the den from the living room, he heard his father's voice say very simply, "Go check the swimming pool." His father had passed in 1948 when Bill was just a boy. Bill heeded the voice, went through the patio to a gate he noticed that was open, and there was our toddler son, Jonathan, floating face up in the water just below the surface, absolutely still. He appeared to be dead. I was able to lift him out quickly, and Jonathan immediately began sputtering, crying, breathing. He required no resuscitation, just lots of comfort, and we all just huddled and cried together. The saving of John's life was a defining moment for Bill Guggenheim to launch this research.
That research would become the best-selling book, Hello from Heaven. It is based on a compilation of ADC experiences, a subject that was largely undocumented at the time.
Bill and I did not actually begin writing Hello from Heaven until we had a solid 2,000 individual ADC accounts.
Oh, I love it. People are so grateful.
I'm still collecting ADC accounts. I have over 10,000 on file from all over the world, from all different cultures. They have such great similarity, and yet there are many types of after-death communications people report.
According to the research, many ADC experiences are remarkably similar.
I would say the most common ADC in our research has been sensing the presence of your deceased loved one, where you will actually sense the essence, the personality, the identity of who it is in your midst. I think the most interesting from my research point of view, is the ones that leave evidence that we couldn't have known before, such as having an experience of communication from Grandpa before you get the news that Grandpa's passed. Most ADCs are experienced while you're fully awake, but you can be fully asleep, as in a sleep state ADC, or in between, what we call a twilight state. So often an ADC will be a combination of several types. Sensing the presence, then hearing the voice, then feeling them leave, but almost like they imbued you with a sense of their peace. It's brief, it's vivid, it's intense. An ADC will confound your rational mind. It will force you to have to find a context for this experience that you know is real.
Just as the types of ADC experiences are similar, Judy also finds that so are the after effects.
An after-death communication immediately brings us a sense of wonder and awe. It seemed to give the experiencer a way to know that their loved one is okay. And I always hear from people, they say, I knew it was real. I can't tell you how I knew, but I knew in the belly of my being that this was a real encounter.
The Guggenheims' research reinforces their belief and mine that our loved ones will always be part of an unending circle of energy, which will comfort and guide us throughout our journey here on Earth.
This work has ignited my sense of passion for life and what it is I see as important. I will never run out of this message that life and love are eternal.